In a small village nestled in the hills of Nepal, there lived a curious and adventurous boy named Ramesh. Ramesh was only 10 years old, but he had a big heart and an even bigger imagination. Every day, he would take his family's goats to graze on the lush green slopes near the forest. While the goats munched on grass, Ramesh would explore the area, pretending to be a brave warrior or a wise sage. One sunny morning, as Ramesh was leading his goats up the hill, he heard a strange, beautiful sound. It was a melody, soft and enchanting, like the whisper of the wind through the pine trees. Curious, Ramesh followed the sound, leaving his goats to graze nearby. The melody led him deep into the forest, where the sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating patterns on the ground. Finally, he reached a small clearing. There, sitting on a moss-covered rock, was an old man with a long white beard. In his hands was a bamboo flute, and he was playing the most magical tune Ramesh had ever heard. Ramesh stood quietly, not wanting to disturb the old man. When the melody ended, the old man looked up and smiled. I see you found me, little shepherd," he said in a gentle voice. "Who are you, grandfather?" Ramesh asked, bowing respectfully. "I am a wanderer," the old man replied. "I travel from village to village, sharing stories and songs. But tell me, why have you come here?" Ramesh explained how he had followed the music, and the old man chuckled. "You have a curious spirit, young one. That is a gift. But remember, curiosity must always be paired with courage and kindness." The old man handed Ramesh the flute. "This flute is special. It carries the songs of the mountains and the stories of our ancestors. If you learn to play it, you will bring joy to your village and keep our traditions alive." Ramesh's eyes widened. "But I don't know how to play the flute." The old man smiled. "Practice, and you will learn. Listen to the wind, the rivers, and the birds. They will teach you." With that, the old man stood up, patted Ramesh on the head, and walked away, disappearing into the forest. Ramesh blinked, wondering if it had all been a dream. But the flute in his hands was real. From that day on, Ramesh practiced playing the flute every day. At first, the sounds were squeaky and uneven, but slowly, he began to improve. He listened to the sounds of nature, just as the old man had told him, and soon he could play melodies that made his goats stop and listen. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Ramesh played his flute in the village square. The villagers gathered around, smiling and clapping. Even the elders, who rarely smiled, nodded in approval. "You have brought joy to our village, Ramesh," said his grandmother. "You are keeping our traditions alive." Ramesh felt proud, but he also remembered the old man's words: curiosity, courage, and kindness. He knew that his journey was just beginning, and there were many more stories and songs to discover. And so, Ramesh continued to play his flute, sharing the magic of the mountains with everyone he met. The villagers would often say, "That little shepherd has the heart of a hero and the soul of a musician."